Hello student of class 12. Once again we are here with a new video, and in this video we are going to understand the topic semiconductors, diode and their applications. In the previous video we had discussed about so many terms used in this chapter, like forward biasing, reverse biasing, and what is holes, electrons, and what is intrinsic semiconductor, what is extrinsic semiconductor. If you have not watched that video, first go through that video and then come on this video. So let us start the video. Semiconductors, diodes and their applications. Now what is the diode? Diode is a type of a valve. We also can say it a valve, and everyone know that what is a valve? Valve is the device which is fitted anywhere to prevent the backflow. Means as you see in the heart, as you see in your veins, there are valves and they prevent the backflow of blood, they prevent the backflow of air, or if you had used valve in your house to prevent the backflow of water, means the valve is the term which is used to indicate that there is only one way. So diode is a one-way valve for current, means we can restrict the backflow of the current also with the help of valve. So here the diagram is showing the air check valve to prevent the air as we use in our cycle, motorcycle and the car. When we fill the air, there are valves which prevent the backflow of the air to come out. The leg vein valve and the heart valve. I'm just giving you the idea that what is the meaning of valve. So the valves are the way to prevent the backflow, and so we are using the PN junction as a diode, and we can say it as a valve also. There are typical diode packages, and if you had seen in this diagram, and you can match it whenever you had go for any electronic shop and to connect any of your devices like TV or mobile or anything. So they are using these type of devices in their circuits. So typical diode packages and terminal identification, if you see in this diagram, the A is for anode and K is for cathode. So these are the examples, these are the diagrams which can help you to identify that what is the diode and how we are using it in the electronic devices. There are different type and different designs of valve are there. Now what is PN junction? PN junction diode. A semiconductor diode consists of N material region and P material region separated by a junction, and if you have seen in your NCERT book page number 478, figure number 14.10, there is a PN junction, and the formation of that PN junction is also shown over there. In that diagram, if you see, there is a P and N. On the left hand side there is a P, and on the right hand side there is a N, and in between there are the depletion of the charge carriers like holes and electron. And if you see that there are three processes also they have discussed. One is diffusion of hole and diffusion of electron, and also the drift current. So whenever the PN junction formation is there, the two important processes occurs there, and the known as diffusion and drift. If the question is of 1 marks, that what are the two important processes occurring during the formation of PN junction, the answer is diffusion and drift. So there are two processes, very important processes, diffusion and drift occurs when the PN junction forms. And to know this, what is diffusion and what is the drift of electron, there you have to go on the page number 478 in your NCERT book. So in a semiconductor diode consists of an N material region and P material region separated by a PN junction, and N region has many conduction electron and P region has many holes. Means the carrier of charges or carrier of current in the P region is hole, and the carrier of current in the N region is mainly in conduction electrons. As a result of recombination, a large number of positive, the term I am using here, recombination, means they are recombining. As a result of recombination, a large number of positive in N region and the negative in P region build up near the PN junction, and what I told you earlier that they deplete, means the depletion of the electron and holes in the N region and P region is there. If you see the diagram on the page number 478 on your NCERT, you find that in the depletion region there are no carrier, means In P region, only electrons are there, ions are there, and in N region there are positive ions are there. Means there is a depletion of charge carriers. So we are saying it a depleted region. So that is called depletion. So as a result of recombination, when the large number of positive ion and negative ion build near the p-n junction, we can say that region is depletion region. And if you see that we had discussed how can we make N and P type semiconductor, so by adding the impurity from outside. So here the pentavalent impurity is added in the form of antimony. Sb is a symbol for antimony. The pentavalent impurity atom in a silicon crystal, if we added, so one free electron is there, making it N type. And in the second figure, if you see the boron as a form of impurity, if added in the silicon crystal, then it leaves behind a hole, forming p-type semiconductor. So the conclusion is, when you are adding pentavalent impurity, the intrinsic semiconductor is now become n-type semiconductor, and whenever you are adding trivalent impurity, the intrinsic semiconductor, means pure semiconductor, is now behave like a p-type semiconductor. So p-type form when the trivalent is there, and n-type form when the pentavalent impurity is added. Now p-n junction diode. Diode, we are using the term di for 2, and O is electrode, means two electrodes are there, one positive and one negative, means one anode and one cathode. So the barrier potential denoted by VB is the amount of voltage required to move electrons through the electric field. Whatever the electric field is formed due to the ion present in the depletion region, that electric field, to overcome that electric field, the potential is there, and that potential is called barrier potential. So the barrier potential is the amount of voltage required to move electrons through the electric field, and at 25 degrees centigrade it is approximately 0.7 volt for silicon and 0.3 volt for germanium. This is very important line. It is asked in competition also, that what is the approximate value of barrier potential in silicon and germanium. So 0.7 volt is for silicon and 0.3 volt is for germanium at 25 degrees centigrade. As the junction temperature increases, the barrier potential decreases, and vice versa. Means as the temperature of the junction you increase, the barrier potential decreases, and it vice versa, means reverse can also be happen. So this is very important, barrier potential and the values of barrier potential at 25 degree for silicon and germanium. Now if you see the formation of depletion region, how the depletion will form. In the first figure, if you see that the from N region and from P region, holes and electrons are recombining. At the instant of junction formation, free electrons in the N region near the P junction begin to diffuse across the junction and fall into holes near the junction in the P region. Means P रीजन के नज़दीक में जो होल्स हैं, N रीजन के नज़दीक में जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं, ये इलेक्ट्रॉन होल के साथ मिलकर के उसको रिकम्बाइन कर देते हैं, मीन्स दे रिकम्बाइन देयर. एंड if you see in the next figure that near the junction there is a depletion of holes and electrons, means if you see that in the N region there are only positive left, and in the P region there is only negative left, and this is the region where electric field occurs and it prevent the further flow of holes and electron. means इस region के बनने के बाद N region से electron और P region से hole इधर से उधर नहीं जा सकते. That's why it is also called barrier potential, because one potential is occur from positive to negative. You see the electric field is there, and this is the region behind that why the holes and electron no further diffuses with each other. So for every electron that diffuses across the junction and combined with the hole, a positive charge is left in the N region and negative charge is created in the P region, forming a barrier potential, and this action continues until the voltage of the barrier repel further diffusion. ये तब तक बनता रहता है जब तक कि फर्दर होल्स N के द्वारा रिपल ना किए जा रहे हों और इलेक्ट्रॉन P के द्वारा रिपल ना किए जा रहे हों. मीन्स आप देखो यहाँ पर P रीजन में जंक्शन के नज़दीक में केवल नेगेटिव चार्ज बचे हुए हैं, और N रीजन में जंक्शन के नज़दीक केवल पॉजिटिव चार्ज बचे हुए हैं. तो पॉजिटिव चार्ज क्या करेगा, होल्स को नहीं आने देगा अपनी तरफ, रिपेल करेगा, और नेगेटिव चार्ज क्या करेगा, इलेक्ट्रॉन को नहीं आने देगा अपनी तरफ, उसको रिपेल करेगा. मीन्स इस रीजन के बन जाने की वजह से जो इलेक्ट्रॉन और होल्स रिकम्बाइन कर रहे थे अब वो नहीं होगा. और ये तब तक नहीं होगा जब तक कि हम इसको इतना पोटेंशियल प्रोवाइड ना कर दें कि वो इस बैरियर पोटेंशियल को तोड़ के आगे निकल जाए. So this is the way that how the junction and how the depletion region is formed. This is very important. Now there are method to flow the current in the PN junction, PN diode. So what is the way? That is, first is we are going to understand what is forward bias connection. In the forward bias connection, we connect the P region with the positive of the battery and N region with the negative of the battery, using one resistance. Also here we are seeing in the diagram that this resistance prevent the more amount of current to flow in the PN junction. So a forward bias connection, it is very easy to understand. If you connect the P with the positive of battery and if you connect N with the negative of battery, this is the forward bias connection. And the resistors, the function of this resistor is it limits the forward current in order to prevent the damage of the diode. Means if the more amount of current will be there, more heating will be there and it can damage the diode. So the resistors is added over here to prevent the to limit the forward current to prevent the damage of the diode. Now what is PN junction? If you see in this diagram also, the forward bias is the condition that permit the current through the diode. Forward bias वो condition है जिसमें current को हम diode के through गुजरने देते हैं. And the negative terminal of voltage is source is connected to N region and positive terminal is connected to the P region. This is very important to understand that how can we connect the PN in a forward biasing. Now current, if you see in the figure, current in the forward bias diode is due to the electron which is moving from N to P, and if you see the red colors are electron and the white colors are holes, and VB is the barrier potential of the depletion region. Now barrier potential and dynamic resistance equivalent for the diode. What is the dynamic resistance? As you have understand, if you know also that what is Ohm's law. Ohm's law is V is equal to IR, or we can say that the potential is directly proportional to the current flow in the circuit. And it also been told in the class 10 also that if you draw the graph between V and I, you are getting a straight line, and the ratio of V and I is known as resistance. But when the resistance changes dramatically, means resistance is not constant, so that is the resistance is known as the dynamic resistance. In that case, the resistance at every point, at every flow of current is changes, so we are not getting a straight line between V and I characteristics. So it is called dynamic resistance, means the delta R is equal to delta V upon delta I, means for the fraction of voltage change what the current is there, if you find that ratio, it is called dynamic resistance. So this is the potential barrier. If you see the depletion region from the negative to positive, there is a potential, it is indicated as VB. And if you see the source we had put over there, that is called bias voltage, this is a external potential. So this is the condition, this is the way that how can we apply the bias voltage to give the electron and hole to move across the junction to break the barrier voltage or barrier potential. The reverse bias is a condition that prevent the current through the diode. Reverse bias वो कंडीशन है जिसमें कि हम करंट को डायोड के थ्रू गुजरने नहीं देते हैं या उसको रोक दिया जाता है. इस केस में क्या करते हैं, व्हाट वी डू इन दिस कंडीशन, द नेगेटिव टर्मिनल ऑफ द वी बायस मीन्स सोर्स बैटरी का नेगेटिव टर्मिनल कनेक्ट करते हैं पी टाइप से. मीन्स हमारे जो सोर्स हैं, जो हमारा सोर्स वोल्टेज है, उस वोल्टेज का नेगेटिव टर्मिनल हम कनेक्ट करते हैं पी रीजन से और पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल को कनेक्ट करते हैं एन रीजन से. This is the way that how can we make reverse biasing in the diode. So if the external reverse bias voltage is increased, अगर हम external reverse bias के voltage को बढ़ाते हैं, इतना बढ़ा देते हैं कि वहाँ पर एक रिवर्स ब्रेकडाउन हो जाए, यानी कि वहाँ पर जो पोटेंशियल बैरियर है वो टूट जाए, तो माइनॉरिटी कैरियर जो हैं, जो हमारे पी टाइप में माइनॉरिटी कैरियर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं, एन टाइप में माइनॉरिटी कैरियर होल्स हैं, तो जो माइनॉरिटी कैरियर हैं उनका कंडक्शन शुरू हो जाएगा थ्रू द रीजन, and इट इज़ कॉल्ड रिवर्स करंट। मीन्स जो हमारा मेजॉरिटी कैरियर है वो हमारा फॉरवर्ड बायस में हेल्प करता है करंट के लिए, और यहाँ पर हमारा जो मेजॉरिटी कैरियर है वो डिप्लीशन रीजन से दूर जा रहा है, और डिप्लीशन को क्रॉस कौन कर रहा है? माइनॉरिटी कैरियर। तो देयर इज वेरी लेस अमाउंट ऑफ करंट, और वी कैन से ऑल्सो द रिवर्स करंट इज देयर. Now if you see the diagram that how can we connect it a reverse bias, so the positive of the P of the PN junction is connected to negative of the source voltage, and N region of the PN is connected with the positive of the source voltage. So this is the way that how can we connect the PN junction in a reverse biasing. And if you see the depletion region here is also broader than as compared to the forward bias. फॉरवर्ड बायस की तुलना में यहाँ पर हमारा जो डिप्लीशन रीजन थोड़ा सा ब्रॉड रहता है, चौड़ा रहता है. तो देयर इज़ अ इंक्रीज्ड करंट एज डिप्लीशन रीजन इज़ वाइडन. देयर इज़ अ ट्रांजिएंट करंट एज डिप्लीशन रीजन इज़ वाइडन. यहाँ पर जो डिप्लीशन रीजन है देखो वाइड हो चुकी है, और इस केस में हमारे जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं और जो होल्स देखो एक दूसरे के अपोजिट जा रहे हैं. Means majority carriers are moving opposite to the junction. Now what is the diode characteristic? The simplest way to visualize diode operation is to think of as a switch. जिस तरीके से हम स्विच के बारे में जानते हैं कि स्विच को ऑन करेंगे तो करंट फ्लो करेगी, ऑफ करेंगे तो करंट फ्लो नहीं करेगी, सेम वैसे we can understand about the diode. When there is a forward bias, the diode act as a close, or we can say switch is on. फॉरवर्ड बायस में करंट फॉरवर्ड फ्लो करेगी, और उस केस में हम कंडीशन को कंपेयर कर सकते हैं स्विच ऑन कंडीशन, यानी कि हमारा जो सर्किट है वो क्लोज है या हमारा स्विच ऑन है. लेकिन व्हेन द रिवर्स बायस इज़ देयर, तो जब हमारे करंट रिवर्स बायस में हो गया, हमारा जो पीएन जंक्शन रिवर्स बायस में होगा, तो इट विल एक्ट एज अ ओपन, और वी कैन से द सर्किट इज़ ऑफ, और वी कैन से द सर्किट इज़ ओपन. मीन्स देयर इज़ नो करंट. तो इन द रिवर्स बायस देयर इज़ नो करंट, इन द फॉरवर्ड बायस देयर इज़ अ करंट. सो वी कैन से दैट द PN diode act as a valve. So this is the actual diode characteristic. If you see in the forward biasing and the reverse biasing, there is a breakdown voltage in reverse biasing, and the forward bias there is a barrier potential. So after a certain barrier potential, if you see that forward current increases, and in the case of reverse bias, after a certain breakdown voltage, the reverse current increases sharply. And this is the characteristic of the reverse and forward bias. If you see this diagram, this is very important. 2 marks questions there, that how can you draw the characteristic for diode in a forward and reverse biasing. Now what is the symbol for diode? The arrowhead in the diode symbol point in the direction opposite to the electron flow. A is anode, the triangular part is the P, and the line drawn it is the cathode or N region. So this is a symbol for PN junction, PN diode. And if you see the circuit forward bias, the P is connected with the positive of the battery, the source battery, and in the reverse bias the P is connected with the negative of the source battery. So reverse bias and forward bias is now very clear, that how can we connect reverse bias and forward bias of a PN junction. These are the very important diagram, so you have to draw in the copy also, that what is forward bias and what is reverse bias. In forward bias again, the potential, the P type is connected with positive, and in the reverse bias P type is connected with the negative of the source battery. Now what is half wave diode rectifier? A diode is connected to an AC source that provides the input voltage and to load resistor, forming a half wave rectifier. Means what is rectifier? Rectifier is a device, rectifier is an arrangement in which we can convert AC into DC. Means alternating current को DC current में change करने के लिए जिस डिवाइस का हम इस्तेमाल करते हैं उसको हम बोलते हैं rectifier. So we can say that junction diode is act as a rectifier. The properties used to rectifying the alternating current, alternating voltage, and the circuit used for this purpose is called rectifier. So this is a rectifier which is used to produce a half wave, and in your NCERT it is on the page number 483. If you see the diagram, the input is showing a full wave. If you see the blue color diagram, input, the wave input, it is a full wave, and what we are getting on the right hand side is a half wave. Means to convert AC into DC, we are using a single diode. If you see the diode here, one triangle and one line is shown here. It is a single diode, and this diode is used to rectify, to convert the AC into DC. So we are getting only half wave, so that's why it is known as half wave diode rectifier. So what happened in this half wave rectifier? If you see this input voltage, there are two peaks, one is positive and one is negative. So when the positive voltage or positive half cycle of the AC is a current through the load resistor R, then we get output voltage, and there is no current in the negative half cycle, and in the next positive half cycle again we are getting the output voltage. So the output voltage, though is still varying, is rectified or is restricted to only one direction and is said to be rectified. Since the rectified output is of this circuit is only for half of the input AC wave, so it is called half wave rectifier. Means हमको यहाँ पर अपने इनपुट वोल्टेज का केवल हाफ पोर्शन मिल रहा है, इसलिए हम इसको हाफ वेव रेक्टिफायर बोल रहे हैं. And if the circuit, if you see this diagram, there is a half wave, we are getting the positive half. Again, if you see that there is a zero voltage, again we are seeing the positive half. Means only the half wave we are getting as the output. So this is called half wave rectifier, and the average of this half wave is V output upon pi. We can find the value of average half wave. If you see the purple color line, dotted line, showing the average value of the AC voltage, and this is the VP. VP from where you are getting VP? VP you are getting from the voltmeter connected in the circuit. Now full wave diode rectifier. A full wave bridge rectifier use 4 diode as shown in the next slide. When the input cycle is positive, as in the part A, diode D1 and D2 are forward biased and conduct current, while those D3 and D4 are reverse biased, they will do not conduct the current. When the input cycle is negative, as in the part B, diode D3 and D4 are forward biased and conduct current, while D1 and D2 are reverse biased, they will not conduct the current. So in this case, if we are using 4 diode in such a way that D1 and D2 in one cycle they are behaving as a forward, and in the next D3 and D4 are behaving as a forward, so in these two cases we are getting a full wave, so we are considering as a full wave rectifier. To get the full wave by using a rectifier or by using a bridge rectifier, it is known as full wave rectification. This is a center tap or CT full wave rectifier. If you see in this diagram, this is diagram also in your NCERT on the page number 484, NCERT page number 484, figure number 14.19. If you see that figure, it is similar to this. In here we are using the center tap transformer. Means the center part of this transformer is made as zero potential, so above this it is positive and below this it is negative. So when a full wave is coming in the transformer, so for the half wave, when the D1 is behaving as a forward bias and D2 is behaving as a reverse bias, and in the next cycle D2 will behave as a forward bias and D1 will behave as a reverse bias. So in this way we are getting the full wave of AC in a same direction, so we are saying this is a full wave rectifier, or we can say center tap full wave rectifier. If you see in this diagram, you understand that what is happening here. If you see the transformer, there are primary and secondary coil structure is there, and the center of this transformer is earthed means it is make the zero potential. And when the input voltage, if you see the blue dotted line or blue waves are there as they are as an input voltage, when the half of this is a positive, the D1 will behave like a forward biasing, and we are getting a V output with a green color. Now if you see the diagram below, the next negative half, when it is going in the transformer, then the D2 behave as a forward bias and D1 behave as a negative, or D1 behave as a reverse bias. So we are again getting the next part of the wave, means this is a full complete wave, or we can say this is a full wave we are getting with the help of these arrangement. So this is a full wave rectification. So CT means common tap full wave diode rectifier. In this, peak inverse voltage PIV is the maximum value of the reverse voltage that a diode can withstand. The second, a full wave rectifier allows unidirectional current to the load during the entire input cycle, and whereas the half wave rectifier allows this only during the one half of the cycle. Means if you compare the full wave, in full wave we are getting the full wave, means positive and negative also we are getting in the output, but in the half wave we are getting only the positive half of the cycle, and that is known as half wave rectifier. And the average value for the full wave rectifier output voltage is V average is equal to 2 Vp upon pi. It is the output voltage you will get from the voltmeter. So in this video we are ending here. You understand the topic whatever we had discussed in this video about full wave rectifier and half wave rectifier. These are the very important topic. These are the very important function of this diode in this video. So you understand from your NCERT and from your reference, and if you have any problem you can call me or you can message me on the WhatsApp group. Till then, thank you, have a nice day.